Who's that whispering in the trees? It's two sailors and they're on leave. Pipes and chains and swinging hands. Who's your daddy? Yes, I am. Fat Cat came to play. Now we can't run fast enough. You best stay away when the pushers come to shove.
Good morning, SomeSing.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi, Stephen.
Hello, Stephen.
Thank you for joining us here in the UK on this rather grey, it feels like an autumnal day. We've just had a lot of hot weather for a few weeks, and now it's gone to October, which is typical English summer. We get it for 1 week and then it becomes autumn. I kind of joke, but that's why I'm kind of wearing a little bit of a warmer thing today. So if you get a bit of noise, it's only my clothing.
Warmer clothing.
It's great to have you here. Can we just go around the screen and introduce ourselves and just tell us a little bit about you, your musical background and where you are? Because I know some are in Munich and some different places, Leipzig, Munich. Okay. Gabriella, let's start with you.
Oh, thank you. Hello. Well, at least I am living in two places. I'm living in Munich. I'm working in Munich as a civil servant. And I live here in the beautiful north of Bavaria near Nuremberg. And thank you for the warm weather. It's here. Well, I have to admit, I watched some of your videos and I see, whoa, you are interviewing all professional musicians, and I am not. I'm just a pure amateur. I can barely read notes. And so for me, music I was always interested in music, and I sang a little and I played some instruments. And I always wanted to express myself through singing, but I got aware that I cannot put up my own thing, like making my own music, my own words, and express myself in a band, such original stuff. And then I stumbled along an announcement that we need singers for a choir who not only wants to sing music, we want to make show too. And so, yeah, show and performance, that's nice. And that's now 22 years ago that I came into the barbershop world, where you have a lot of support, mostly for amateur singers like me who cannot read notes, who need support to learn the music, but who love to perform for audience. And so I'm really inside in this bubble. I do not know a lot about the other a cappella world. And I joined, I had a very first quartet for 1 year, and then I had a female quartet for 10 years called Chromagic. We were quite successful. We came out third at the German championship, and then our association changed, and we said that originally in barbershop you sing, men or women are singing together. And I think Germany was the first association saying, well, we already meet each other while we compete against each other or with each other, as we like to say it.
Yeah.
And then we said, why don't we mix the groups that men and women can even sing together, not only be together, which was already in these times unique internationally, I think. And then it started that there's in Munich a men's chorus, a women's chorus. Meanwhile, there are 3 choruses, barbershop choruses in Munich. And I started to visit the men's chorus to sing tags with them in the evening. Perhaps the boys should explain to you what tags are, because I think it's a very unique way of coming together in the barbershop world. And so I met Thorsten, Dominik, and Ramon for the first time. So, and then I started to sing with mixed, and that was brand new. I'm not sure if I can explain what difference this was. That sing only with girls. Now you can sing with men, and I was used to sing a female, the part of the female bass, the lowest part in barbershop and the 4-part harmony. And then I couldn't sing the bass, obviously. When you sing with men, you cannot sing bass, and I had to change a lot of my perceptions. And so I cannot say what that gave to me to meet these guys, and then a little bit later meeting Sandra also, and we sang so much tags, and I think that really developed my musical skills, and well, here we are.
Yeah, and we will talk about that kind of unique sound, because barbershop is usually, while it's known for being a very tight harmony, very tight harmonically, the arrangements are moving very close together, and we don't normally find a group with 2 female voices in the middle, and it gives a completely different sound. It's a great sound. I think it's much more versatile in a way. I love the sound, and it gives you much more scope to create, I think. But more about that in a minute. Dominic, tell us a little bit about you.
Sure, I'm glad to be here. So I came from kind of the opposite side, like not from the performance show aspect, but like from a very like technical approach, I guess. Like I sang in university in a university choir.
Yeah,
and we loved the King singers back then. I guess
back then.
I guess you always loved the.
Me too, back then.
I think you always fell in love with like the setup you meet first. Like when was it? 2005 to 10, I guess, was the setup like I really loved, and like after that it never was like the same. It always felt like wrong with different people, you know. And I studied mechanical engineering, so really very technical, and like through barbershop I experienced or learned to let go more and like perform more, and not just have the music in my head, like, you know, reading in my mind, but really like connecting with an audience and performing and having fun, and also having fun. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's one thing. I've had a lot of experience with barbershop as an adjudicator. I've been guest at conventions, and the one thing we always get with the barbershop world, and here in England we have some fantastic barbershop choirs, and they're known for entering choral competitions and singing and performing and just winning the best performance prize, because it's as important as the sound you make, isn't it? It is what you do and the whole show. It is fantastic, and of course you are consummate show people. Your videos are just full of. I mean, they're really compelling to watch. It's fantastic. You're singing bass, Dominic.
Yes, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a real bass, you know, like yourself, but
I know that feeling. Oh,
you do, really? But you know, with this unique setup, I was able to sing bass. I mean, to be honest, Gabrielle can sing lower than Torsten, and on some days she can sing as low as I can. So, yeah, but I'm doing bass.
Yeah.
I sang bass in chorus, actually at the chorus where we met with Sandra, Herrenbesuch. It's a male chorus in Munich. I direct now. We have about 40 men singing. But when I was still just singing there, we had a concert and we met Sandra in the afterglow, as we barbershoppers say. And we sang tags after the concert and met.
Yeah. Tags. Let us explain for those people who are new to barbershop, and there are still people who don't know what barbershop is. They think it's somewhere maybe in Turkey where you get a shave and a very nice haircut. But the tags are the bits on the end of every song. Every song has a special climax, usually with a sustained high note. Sometimes they can be soft, but usually the famous ones are quite piercingly loud, and the harmonies move around and then come to meet. And in that final chord, it's like 4 lasers coming together. Is that a good description?
Right.
Perfect.
Good. Yeah. I'm sure you can explain it better, but people know, in the barbershop world, people know tags. And that means you can get with other people and just say, let's do so-and-so, so-and-so. and somebody blows a note and you're off. And that's the amazing thing about barbershop. It is immediately a social, interchangeable feast. Yeah. Fantastic.
We couldn't have explained it better. Like, you're a perfect patron of barbershop. Like,
thank you. I'm a closet barbershop fan.
I actually planned to ask you what barbershop is and then correct you, but it's there's nothing to correct. You did it more enthusiastically than we could. But to maybe finish my bit and give over to Torsten.
Thank you, Dominic.
I live in Munich and I became a dad last year.
Hey.
Yes. And like my job, years ago I thought I would do music like professionally. But then now when COVID hit, I was like happy that I had, a job that I could do from my home and that sort of thing. And I'm very blessed that I got to spend so much time with my son, like the last 12 months, like working from home, being here every day. That's really a blessing.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I certainly missed a lot of my children growing up being on tour and traveling and making music. It was a fantastic opportunity to sing at a high a cappella level and sing in some fantastic countries and make recordings and do all that. And it seems like a great job. But what people don't see is what you sacrifice. And sometimes you don't realize you're sacrificing it until you look back and think, actually, I don't remember the kids being 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, or missing the birth of one of your children. That's happened in the King Singers because we were away. Actually, we were in Leipzig at the time of the big Bach centenary and we were performing, and Paul Phoenix missed the birth of his son because we were in Leipzig, and that's quite a big thing to do, is to sacrifice. So I think barbershoppers have it. I know it can get very busy for those successful quartets who win international gold medals and are guests everywhere. But at the end of the day, you can step back and say, we do this for the love of it, not to pay the mortgage. Yeah. And right. I think, Torsten, over to you.
Yeah, so I'm also glad to be here in this group. I have to say I am the guy with the worst English in this group, so be alarmed. So when I'm looking for words, please help me out.
Okay.
Well, I'm Torsten. I'm 39 years old. I live in Leipzig. Speaking of that, with my wife and my cat Rumpel, and I am a musician. I'm a former actor. So in my final grade at school, I discovered that I want to be an actor, and I went to actor school, and I did that job for I think 8 years or 9, and throughout my whole actor's lifetime, I sang in different groups. My first one lived, I think, 11 years or so. We did a cappella music, even barbershop, but only 1 or 2 songs, and just polkas, these very easy and free available songs. And one day I moved to Munich, where these both guys live, and Sandra too. And I met the chorus Herrenbesuch, and that was a real barbershop chorus. And that changed my life completely, because I never experienced that spirit of singing and being together and hanging out for hours and hours and singing those tags. And I really was addicted to that. And because I love that so much, I think I sang more and more and more and wanted to know more and more and more. And I began to study not at a university, but by myself, books about music theory, and I wanted to know what's happening there. And and that brought me in the situation in my actor's life where I could be a musical leader of a theater production or a music theater production. And just because I think I had some guys from Munich in that town where I worked as an actor, and the musical leader of that time was there, and we sang tags, and I taught them some tags. And because of that, he said, well, my wife is pregnant and I can't make it in the next month. Could you take over? And just because of tags, just because of Herbesu. So this is the connection. And this is the red line through my life. And and then these musical leaderships and blah, blah, blah. And that brought me to join a professional group, a professional a cappella group from Berlin called Delta Q. And well, I was with them from 2016 to now. And Delta Group didn't make it over the pandemic. So I had to look for something new. And now I'm in the today. I'm chasing a dream. I'm applying for being a chorus director at several choruses here in Leipzig. And this is what I'm doing right now, looking for a job. And it's a dream. I have that for 10 years now. And through the time as professional singer, I figured out that it's not singing, it's more the music and more the let the music happen and not being the ta 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 on the stage, you know. It's and that's what I want to do now. And this SomeSing for me is the most the best hobby I could ever imagine, but it's a hobby, and I needed time to get that figured out in my mind to know, okay, singing is a hobby and not more.
Yeah. Well, all the best with those plans in Leipzig.
Thank you.
What a great musical town. I have the pleasure every year to go along to it's been postponed, but to the a cappella festival. That and the competition, of course, that is run in Leipzig every year. So it's great to catch up with lots of vocal groups, and it's a great musical town. What a place,
and a great musical level. Yeah, in Leipzig is
absolutely
great. Yeah.
Hey guys, you are the current Bing barbershop in Germany.
Still
champions. Do we call them champions or gold medalists? How do you call it? Is it the same thing?
You can call it whatever you want. Yeah,
that's quite a big honor, isn't it? To have that title. Does it make life a little bit difficult? Is it to be on the pedestal? Are you slightly wobbling? Do you see the competition coming up? Do you have to have extra rehearsals? How does that work when you are? I know from personal experience, when people say you are the best or you're one of the best, it makes it quite difficult. A little bit of stress to keep up there and keep thinking of how to be good and to be creative. Gabriella,
you want to answer that one?
Well, I have a thought for that because, we got aware that we had to prepare in 2020 because normally we had to defend our championship. Then our German championship is every other year because we are such a small organization and it's a big event that we have to organize. So I have to say that yes, from time to time there's a peak of nervousness. So we have to be better and we have to rehearse more. But in fact, a very special quality of this quartet is that we, as we say in German, we bring ourselves back to the floor. Like everything is okay. We just sing for fun for our audience. We want to entertain them. We want to share emotions with them, and we love to do it. And that's what we do. And we sing the best when we are relaxed. And being nervous because we have to prove something makes it really worse. That's never a good performance when you have an approach. How do you say Haltung? How do you say this?
Stress.
An attitude like this.
Attitude,
Yes,
yeah.
when you have an attitude like this.
Sure.
So it's all about getting connected with the audience and with the group members, and then you can float in this feeling. And yeah, I think that's we have to remind ourselves from time to time when we get nervous or stressed. But I think we are good in holding this attitude.
Tell me why it's barbershop. Tell me why it's barbershop in Germany rather than barbershop in Deutschland. Why did they choose this in Germany? Is it because you have Bing, which sounds like a tuning fork, or is it because BID bid is not, or bind is a little bit, bind is a bit negative.
You know, Gabriele is the ex-president of Bing, so maybe she can. Do you know how the name came across? Like,
Gabriele, why are you Bing and not bind?
I think the reason is because barbershop in Germany always was more related internationally than in in Germany, and we are now. I think we started only several years ago, really being successful in connecting with the other a cappella world in Germany, with the other amateur a cappella, like the chorus associations in Germany, and we got a member, and that was a bit of a way, because we wanted when Bing was founded, it's now a little bit more than 30 years. It's a very young association, and they were concentrated in getting a high quality barbershop in Germany. And so they got connected mostly internationally, like in North America, where the barbershop home is. And I think that was more the connection to this.
Yeah. Are you aware of many quartets who are mixed like you? Mixed quartets?
Yeah. In Germany, I think we know all of them.
Right.
We are a very small association.
Yeah. But I mean,
I haven't often heard this sound of a mixed quartet, and it's when your sound is obviously a barbershop, but it has so many other possibilities in it. So
it gains traction nowadays. Like, I think Bing led the way, but now in Sweden, it's funny, the Swedish organization is called Snobs. I think that's even a better name than Bing.
Snobs. It's great.
Something about Swedish and singers, and but they have mixed quartets now, and in the States, like the BHS, the Barbershop Harmony Society, they are mixed now as well. They allow all genders now, and so and also I think Labs and Babs in the UK, they kind of formed like a kind of mixed thing. They have a mixed contest now, so it's really like a lot of groups are forming, also because it's kind of easier to find voices that like match.
Yeah,
I mean, not always. There are also bad like combinations, but I think it's a bit easier to find like people, or you have couples who sing together. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, I love the sound of your group. It has a freshness. I mean, the barbershop singing is known for the harmonics it creates from getting those tight sounds together. But you have an extra dimension of harmonics. There's a freshness to the sound, which I really love. Torsten, you've been very modest, Mr. Humble, but you are in fact the group's resident arranger, creating a lot of these sounds, creating these musical ideas. Tell us, how you come to that, because there are different influences, not just barbershop, not just this tight harmonic formula that we know as barbershop, but there are some jazz influences and other a cappella influences.
Well, I'm just looking for stuff that I like.
Yeah.
And when I get some ideas, I bring it into the quartet and say, hey, I have this song, and please listen to it.
Yeah.
Or yeah, in the the last couple of months, I even started an arrangement, surprised the guys with that, and that maybe too too brave, too mutig, bisschen zu vorschnell.
Yeah, he was like, he didn't ask us first. He just came like,
Yeah.
you know, I have this arrangement. Let's sing
Yeah,
it. Or,
so
I mean, he didn't. Yeah, he's like, I think when you're inspired, you just, you know, you just create, and that's
yeah, yeah.
amazing.
And
Yeah.
I
It's an
have
amazing
to, and
gift
it's
you have.
easier to do it and than not to do it. So
Yeah.
it's yeah. Well, I think that's the thing. We're looking
Yeah.
for stuff we like, and the main reason I think I started arranging music is that more groups should sing what they love, and not just what is available. And
That is
especially,
such a fantastic philosophy. There
it's
are
true.
too
It's
many
true.
groups singing stuff that other groups publish.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, there had there is a specific amount of barbershop arrangements available, and barbershop is a specific style, so there are borders, and this is the main reason why I write, and I'm so grateful for a quartet who has this level and that I know so well, that I can see the faces, and I know what they're capable of doing, and the lowest note and the highest note, and yeah, it's
Great.
just fun.
Great. I've really enjoyed watching your videos. I mean, you go from the sublime in beautiful things like the very thought of you, this track, and having fun with your yodeling, which is very fun, very stereotypical. But also this, please help me with the pronunciation, Zoot.
Zoot Suit Riot.
Zoot Suit Riot. It is brilliant. Really, I mean, your concert sets, your concert work, your appearances. It looks like you have a real great range of material, of pace, of ballads, of up numbers. It sounds like sometimes barbershop can be a little bit, feeling a little bit, if you're not careful, a little bit narrow because of the same formulas in the traditional old barbershop. But it seems you have a very nice, wide contrasting, even your funny video, This Old House, I really enjoyed that.
This old house once knew my children, this old house once knew my wife. This old house was home and comfort as we fought the storms of life. This old house once rang with laughter, this old house heard many shouts. Now she trembles in the darkness when the lightning walks about. I ain't gonna need this house no longer, I ain't gonna need this house no more. Ain't got time to fix the shingles, ain't got time to fix the floor. Ain't got time to oil the hinges, not to mend the window pane. Ain't gonna need this house no longer, I'm again ready to be the same. This old house is again shaky, this old house is again low. This old house lets in the rain, this old house lets in the cold. On my knees I'm again chilly, but I feel no pain, because I see an angel peeking through the broken window pane. I ain't gonna need this house no longer, I ain't gonna need this house no more. Ain't got time to fix the shingles, ain't got time to fix the ain't got time to oil the hinges, nor to mend the window pane. Ain't gonna need this house no longer, I'm getting ready to meet the saints.
Tell me about concert work. Tell me about COVID this last year, how you've managed to keep singing, and what the plans are for the future before we round up today.
I think like the concept, like coming up with new songs, sometimes we just hear songs like from other groups like This Old House or Suit Suit Riot, arranged by David Wright, like one of the best barbershop arrangers, and sung by one of the best groups like Vocal Spectrum. And we just wanted to do that. But sometimes it come by accident. I think Thorsten, you know, the Elephant Love medley from Moulin Rouge. I don't know if you know that one, if you know the movie.
I do.
Like there's that scene, and we were in Leipzig rehearsing, and we were sitting in a cafe just drinking like milkshakes. And Sandra and Thorsten, they were reenacting that scene. You know, with all the speaking bits. Thorsten could do it on his own now, but they knew every line, and they just started doing it, and then singing the songs, like the whole scene through. And we were like, you know, Thorsten, just arrange something for me and Gabrielle. It doesn't matter if it's good or not. Nobody will listen to us, and just do it.
Nice. Nice.
So that arrangement and that song came together.
And this summer, do you have any performances? Any things arranged? Is there any chance of getting together, or what's the future looking like with post-COVID, post-lockdowns?
So we will be in Hanover at the core.com.
Yeah.
Giving workshops there and probably also singing there in like a small setting.
When is that, Dominic?
In September, I think, middle of
Okay, great.
September.
Date for the diary.
Yep. And no concert planned yet, but next week we will have our first rehearsal weekend or rehearsal day. Actually, in the place you saw in this old house video.
In the old house.
Old mill from the, what is it, 16th century, Gabrielle?
Wow.
No, at 12th.
Oh,
gosh.
12.
Now 12.
Yeah.
Well, a part of it. I think there could be a stone of the 12th century.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Parts, like, yeah.
I hope that your geographical differences, and Thorsten, I'm sure you've grown to great things in Leipzig in the choral world. I hope that doesn't get in the way of you keeping together and creating fantastic a cappella music and performing. It is wonderful what you do, and I hope that you can keep us entertained and keep at the top of your game.
Yeah. We appreciate that very much, like your kind words. That's like, you know what, like I didn't know what to expect from that like call. If you watch the videos before, if you read that, or if you have an assistant and you just jump in.
You know, like you're hundreds of people.
One of the people I looked up to when I started a cappella, but it's been very a very nice experience. Like the interest you took in our group and what we did and do, that's really, really nice.
Well, you're very welcome. And you are very welcome in my front room anytime you are in England. And let's keep in touch. And thank you for coming today. And I hope that our friends at IAS who watch this get to look you up and see where they can catch you. That'll be really nice. Anyway, thanks, SomeSing. It was great to get to know you.
Thank you very much.
Can I make a short shout out to Sandra when she's watching this?
Yes,
Sandra.
I'm so sorry. Sandra, we missed you.
Yeah.
Your English was fantastic.
She's coaching.
Thank you.
She's coaching a chorus, a brand new barbershop chorus near Munich.
Right.
Dachau, a cappella company. Am I right?
Yeah, in Dachau, near Munich.
And they will have their very first concert tomorrow.
Wow. What a good excuse not to be here.
Yes.
Sandra, big hello to you. Sorry we didn't talk about Sandra, but a quartet is not a quartet with three.
We actually promised to talk trash about her, you know, because she's not here, but we didn't. So
hopefully you will cut it out.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Because I'm seeing a screen with 4 people. I kept thinking I'm seeing a quartet there.
You could say
but I'm one of them. Hey guys, great to see you. Maybe we speak again at some point, but it was great to get to know you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for this.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.